What's up, everyone? The holidays are approaching, and for us in America at least, that means big food holidays, larger meals, family gatherings, social gatherings, and the like. So I wanted to create a video and just share some of my tips for maybe how you can navigate these larger food holidays and larger meals that we're probably all going to consume. Because most people during this time, the holidays, with an abundance of food around, maybe we feel compelled to eat more, but we tend to put on extra pounds this time of year. And if we're not conscious of this, it tends to be year over year where that weight accumulation happens. So I've got just a few of my tips I wanted to share. These aren't the end all be all. I hope that at least, maybe 1, 2, 3 of these are helpful for you, that you can implement in wherever your current journey is, whether it's health, fitness, nutrition, that kind of thing. So in no particular order, I have eat smaller meals around the larger meal. So if you know that on this coming Thursday or whatever day, you're going to have a large family gathering, it's going to be a larger meal than you probably typically eat, plan for that. So throughout the day, on that day, eat smaller meals around that. If you know you're going to have a dinner, leading up to that dinner, eat smaller meals. Don't eat your typical, maybe it's a large breakfast, large lunch, that kind of thing. If you can, save some of those calories for later in the day when you're going to have that meal. Focus more on protein earlier in the day. So save some of those carbohydrates and those fats for that larger meal that typically is going to have more carbohydrates and fats in it. So that's one. The second one is plan out your foods that you want to eat. So you can enjoy the larger meal, and you can still put some forethought into planning on what you want to eat. Doesn't mean you have to track every calorie that you're going to eat in that larger meal, but plan it. Are they going to have turkey? They're going to have ham. They're going to have rolls. They're going to have dressing or stuffing. They're going to have mashed potatoes or sweet potatoes. Just in you can plan ahead a little bit and know kind of in general, like what are the things that you want to eat and what don't you want to eat. And so that leads me to the third one, is eat the foods that you enjoy for that larger meal. Don't just eat the foods because grandma made it. You don't have to eat those. I mean, if grandma's giving you the evil eye, maybe you put a spoonful on your plate and you just tuck it away and don't eat it. But if you're thinking about calories, don't force yourself to eat foods that you don't enjoy. Eat a little bit more of the things you do enjoy if you want to, but you don't have to eat everything that's on the table just because it's Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever celebration, if you don't enjoy it. And the next one is, if you are someone that likes to exercise or work out, is get a workout in before that larger meal. I would focus on more full body, and you're going to utilize more muscles, meaning you're going to utilize more of that stored glycogen or stored carbohydrate that's in the muscle, and focus on higher repetitions for that workout. So you're going to burn through more of that glycogen that's stored in the muscle, the carbohydrate, and by doing more reps than you would if you were just doing heavier weight, lower reps. So what I mean by high reps is 20 reps per set, 30 reps per set, that kind of thing. And again, full body, so you're going to burn through more calories, burn more through that stored glycogen. So when you have that larger meal later, those carbohydrates have somewhere to go that your body's going to store that in. So, and then the next one, while Uncle Frank, whoever your uncle is, or aunt, or whoever is, snoozing on the couch in carb coma after a large meal, is get a walk in. And you can get walks in throughout the day too, but if you have family in town, friends in town you're celebrating with, it's a good time to just catch up and get some movement in. And that might help you actually find that you digest that larger meal better if you go for that 10-20 minute walk after that larger meal, and help move that food around, the calories, and maybe you don't get that crash, like Uncle Frank's have, and is passed out for 30 minutes or an hour or whatever. So the next one is, you've had your larger meal, your food day, oh my gosh, the scale is up, is try to avoid knee-jerk reactions when you see that scale going up. Whenever you eat more carbohydrates, you have a meal that has higher sodium, and then you have fluids with that you're drinking, water, tea, Coke, whatever. All of that in combination is going to get stored. So for every gram of carbohydrate, for 1 gram, you're going to store 3 to 4 grams of water with that. And then sodium is going to hitch a ride into the cell, and it's going to make you retain that water. So you might see the scale up 2 or 3 pounds the next day, depending on how large your meal was and compared to what you typically eat in a day. But that is temporary. So it takes, roughly 3,500 calories for you to consume above what your daily need is to store a pound, to create a pound of body fat. So that higher day, even though you might see the scale is up 2-3 pounds, it's not likely that you've gained 2-3 pounds of body fat unless you just went on an all-out binge. So just know that if you get back to business, that scale is going to trend back down. So that leads me to the next one, which is get back to business. So that means that could be your typical meals for a day. If you're following a diet, you get back onto what those targets are for your calories, your protein, carbs, fats, that kind of thing. Losing my track here. But get back to what those regular meals are and getting back within that budget. And I think you'll see within a few days, you're going to burn through that extra carbohydrate. You're going to release the water that you're holding on to, that extra sodium, that kind of thing. And you'll see that trend come right back down, and you'll be probably similar to where you started, honestly, if you get back to business. The next one, kind of piggybacking on that, is don't starve yourself that next day. Don't starve yourself the day before the big food day either, because if you starve yourself, you're probably going to overeat because you're going to be ravenous. And so that can lead into a vicious cycle of starve yourself, overeat, starve yourself, overeat. And you don't want to do that, because that's going to lead you away from your goals and where you're wanting to go. And then speaking of when you're getting back to business, it's a large food holiday. There's usually always leftovers. Those are great. Don't think that you have to consume a large meal setting again to have some of those leftovers. The next day, the day after, if you've got extra dressing, you've got extra turkey, gravy, whatever it is, eat some of those things and enjoy those, but work those into your daily targets. So if you've got a calorie target or a protein, carbohydrate, fat target, don't go all out and think you got to eat it all in one day. Like, spread that out in a couple days. Consider that some meal prep if you want to, and you can enjoy some of those foods in moderation and continue to stay on track for your goals. And then lastly, again, this is not an all-inclusive list, but just a few tips that I think would be helpful. And lastly is, don't have those continuous high-calorie days for an entire week where you end up putting on 5 to 10 unwanted pounds that you're gonna feel bad about whenever you have to lose that, or you look in the mirror and you're like, I don't like what I look like, or my clothes are fitting tighter now, that kind of thing. Again, spread that out, and so you can enjoy some of those foods and not pack on a bunch of unwanted pounds at the end of the day. So by all means, enjoy yourself, enjoy your time with friends and family, enjoy some foods that you probably don't eat every day, throughout the year, that kind of thing. But, have some restraint, some moderation, get back to business the next day, and let's keep everybody moving forward. So anyway, like I said, you don't have to employ all of these, but I hope, you found one or two of these maybe helpful. Maybe go into the holiday season and not stressing over these food days. Anyway, I hope this is helpful. We'll talk to you soon. Stay safe, lift hard. See you later.